When game day can be on demand, you elevate yourself to a different kind of player in the game. And could you imagine not knowing what we covered and instead walking through life with a four-sided coin, flipping it, hoping it's going to land on the right side? That's essentially what happens when we don't understand archetypes and we don't really understand how to tap into what is an inherent energy nature of being human. And again, this is a model of understanding that really plays out when we interact with other people, when we start noticing, if you get two magicians in the same room, have you noticed that a lot gets said and not a lot gets done? Yeah, there's a lot of talk, some amazing ideas. You're going to change the world, but there's no action. Yeah, you get two warriors in the room, and if they're not aligned, they're too busy arguing with each other as to which method is right. You get a sovereign in the room, again, organizational-based energy, and they want to organize. And if you've got a magician, they don't want to be organized. You can have some challenges there. Can you start to see some of the reasons why we have interpersonal issues crop up? And how many people have said, wow, if only the rest of the world thought like I did, the world would be a much better place, right? Well, news for you, never going to happen. As I said, the biggest mistake most people make is expecting them from other people and not knowing how to deal with it other than imposing their model of the world at a louder volume. And when that doesn't work, they just blame the other person for being wrong. Yeah, I mean, you can see how from a low conscious perspective, that could cause a whole lot of issues that really could be avoided when we understand what's actually going on when we deal with archetypical energies, and when you recognize what's there. Or there's a time where you really want to be organized. Like if you're going on holiday and you don't bring your sovereign in beforehand, anyone panicked last minute, they can't find their passport. You get the idea. There's a time and a place, even if your go-to is a certain strength, there's a time and a place to know that you can use and develop the other archetypes. And if you're out of balance on that, there will be situations presented to you by life that will show that up. Just like how many people went through straight talk on the shadow? Remember, one of the things I talk about is that your disowned parts are there to show you what parts you need to integrate. When you went through Straight Talk 9 on relationships, one of the things that I said, and it's a big aha for some people, is the purpose of a relationship is not to make you happy. Now, why do most people screw that up? Because most people are unhappy being alone. Why are they unhappy being alone? Because they don't like who's in the mirror. They haven't dealt with a lot of the baggage that we covered on phase 1. So therefore, they think that having somebody else will stop them from being lonely. So as we know, they usually attract somebody else who's lonely and looking for somebody. Now you've got two lonely people together who still haven't dealt with all the stuff that caused them to feel lonely in the first place. If you love yourself, you can never be alone because you take you with you pretty much everywhere. Right? So if you're in a relationship and you think the purpose of a relationship is to make you happy, by definition, you're really saying the obligation on the other person is to fit my pictures so I'm not unhappy. How's that working for you? And so what happens? We blame the other person and go find somebody better who will make me happy. Or I'm happy for a while because I'm no longer alone until the issues crop up that show me I haven't dealt with the disowned parts or my levels of emotional immaturity that I need to work on. So when it comes to relationships, our side is to understand that most of the buttons that get pushed in a relationship, an intimate relationship, are not because the other person is vindictive or, if only they saw the world like I did, would be okay. Have you noticed that opposites attract? How many people, show of hands, identify as the sovereign energy, even if it's not totally mature, but are more organized in their, kind of, they like things in lists, and they like neat stuff, and the things have got to be planned in advance. Any sovereigns on the call? Give me a wave, sort of dominant archetype. Brilliant. Any magicians on the call? More carefree, unstructured, go with the flow, we'll figure it out. There's always a way, that kind of stuff. Brilliant. Now, next level of hand waving. If you are a magician, but your partner is a sovereign, or the other way around, give me a wave. Okay, quite a few hands going up. Why is that? Why do we attract our opposite? By definition, and sovereigns and magicians are a really good match. How many people identify more as a warrior? Yeah, they're warrior archetype, execution archetype. Yeah, they're not conflict averse. They like things straight to the point. Yeah, not afraid to send their meal back. Yeah, if it's not hot enough, it's like, I've got no issues on there. Less driven by goop. Yeah, happy to speak up in a crowd. Okay. How many people identified more with a lover? Yeah, just want everyone to get along. Yeah, rather keep the peace for the sake of the peace. Yeah. How many lovers are in relationships with warriors? Give me a hand. See, the warrior and the lover are diametrically opposed. And again, if you look at the sovereign energy, sovereign is outer world focused because you're looking to organize things in the outer world. So it's outer world first, inner world second as a priority. The warrior is outer world first. Yeah, protect the enemy at the gate. Yeah, take care of things, execution, achieve goals. Inner world second. That's outer world centric. Magicians, inner world centric. Outer world second. Yeah, well, the passport will show up. Get the idea. Lovers, inner world centric. Want everybody to be happy inside, and then we can have a cuddle. Then we can deal with the issue. So lovers are, let's have connection first, and then we will deal with the issue because I feel safe. Or ideally, lovers are like, let's have connection, and then hopefully you'll forget about any issues. Whereas warriors are like, whoa, I can't relax until we solve the issue. Once the issue is solved, then I can relax and we can have a cuddle. Can you see how that's an issue? The problem is most of the warriors aren't that aware of it because the lovers don't tell them. They just go along. So the reason we attract our opposite is to allow us to embrace our disowned or undeveloped part of our personality. Everybody see? There's a wisdom in it. There's an inherent level of attraction. Sheep need to be able to learn how to draw boundaries. Sheep being lover. They're soft, they're cuddly, they like flocking together. It's, we use sometimes the sheep metaphor. The warriors, if you go back down, was more the wolf. Okay. Wolves have teeth and claws. They're happy to use them. They don't feel like they're going to mortally wound somebody through words. So they will state the issue because the issue needs stating, because the safety is that if you don't do it, people are going to die. The bandits will get in the village. We need to repair the damn gate. So if you shout at a lover, they're traumatized. They sit there feeling hurt, rejected, unloved, when all they wanted was a cuddle. So what are we learning from this? We're learning that in a relationship, the purpose of a relationship is not to be happy. It doesn't mean to say you can't be happy. This is the purpose of school, is not to be happy. It doesn't mean to say you can't be happy going through school. It's just not its purpose, not why it was built. Relationships aren't here to make you happy. Relationships are here to present opportunities for you to embrace your disowned parts, which you're not going to show yourself, but your partner will certainly hold up a mirror to, even inadvertently.